Good morning, everybody. This is Kurt H. I am the Lazy Farmer. How you doing? We're back in Run 8, and yes, I just want to say the title's right. Mohawk Selkirk server is now live, and so is the Northern California server now live. So you can join them and come play. So, and there's lots of work to be done. Lots of work to be done on both. So, all right, how's everybody doing? That's the big news of the day. We got them up and running. Actually, the Selkirk server's been live for, oh, I'm going downhill. That's why I'm accelerating. Sorry, it's been up and running for a lot, probably the last. Well, it's been up for 2 weeks. It's been ready to go for a week. And I've already noticed a couple of things I've got to change. So, I mean, servers will go up and down. We all know that happens. Um, there's going to be server maintenance, but the Mohawks, which is what I'm on right now, the Mohawk and Selkirk server. This one, I shouldn't say we are running the Depot Plus configs and very populated Mohawk is what it's called, very populated Mohawk, and also on the actual in the actual server Discord. I'll get to that in a minute. That is, let me get the, oops, there we go. Auto, I know, Auto, leave me alone. Alright, you got no room to complain. Anyway, so since I can't talk and drive a train at the same time, I'm going to talk about this. So with the Mohawk Selkirk server running the Depot Plus configs and the very populated files, which give us an extremely populated and a whole series of trains that we can spawn and everything, I created a Discord just for Mohawk and Selkirk, and in that Discord there is a link to the operations guide, 204 pages of how trains operate here in Mohawk and Selkirk, which is absolutely awesome because since I am not a CSX person, as you all know if you follow my channel, I am a Southern Pacific person. Southern Pacific, which eventually morphed into Union Pacific, so that's kind of what, anything Southern Pacific I will follow. Union Pacific just sort of tags along. And those tags, speaking of tags, symbols and everything, I understand those. BNSF symbols I understand, UP symbols I understand, but CSX, I don't understand those. But I'm getting to understand them. It makes sense to me. Or starting to. Maybe if I work on the Pittsburgh line a little bit more, then yes, I could understand those tags and know where they go, and it's just a matter of being on the lines on them a little bit. So anyway, so the Mohawk and Selkirk server is up and running. How do you get onto it? The same way you get on the NorCal server. You have to do your checkout ride, but the checkout rides are done on the Mateos server. So honestly, if you're already a part of the Mateos server, you can reach out in my Discord. Go to the Lazy Farmer Discord, go on there, and there's a request there's a place to request access. Once you're given access to NorCal, you're going to be given access to Mohawk and Selkirk as well too. And then there'll be information on my Discord on how to get onto the other Discord. I know it's cool, but it's best to keep them separate. So, because some people may not want to do NorCal, they may just want to do MoSel. In fact, I had a couple people already reach out to me. When's it going to go live? They want this one. So now, what does it take to be on these servers? Like I said, you need a checkout ride. That's done on the Mateo server. So which is not a bad thing because if you request a checkout ride and show that you have proper train handling skills, you get Southern California on the Mateo server. You'll be given access, I believe, automatically to the High Green server, which is the southeast portion of the United States, so that's Georgia and Florida. And then you'll be obviously automatically, well, once you let us know that you passed your checkout ride on and you're an active member in good standing, which means you've never been banned, you don't cause issues. On the Mateo server, you'll be given access to NorCal. Let us know. We'll check it out. Once you're verified, you'll get access to um, NorCal, and then you'll be given access to um, Mohawk. And if you only want NorCal, let us know when you do your request. Hey, I just want access to NorCal. Or if you put your request in on the TheLazyFarmer server, just say, hey, I um, I just want access to Selkirk and Mohawk. Then we'll give you that access to that Discord. And then once you join the Discord, let us know over there you join the Discord. Then we'll give you access. So, but you have to be verified. So what do you need? You need the base game. So you need the base game itself, which we know is Southern California. It's just Mojave and Needles with Barstow thrown in the middle of those two. And then you need either just the NorCal DLC, that's all you want, or you need the Mohawk and Selkirk DLCs, if that's all you want. So, but they are active, they're up and running, they're live, and there's lots of work to do. So, speaking of lots of work to do, what am I doing now? So, yeah, that's big news. We'll talk about it throughout the rest of this 2-hour stream. And, okay, so I'm on the B758. I think I've been working this, been playing around on this off and on throughout the week. So, all right, so the way this works is it's a B767 that runs out of Selkirk and goes to, so it comes out of Selkirk, out of the departure yard, the north departure yard right here, and heads on up and will stop at Guilderland, go away, which is just about in this area here. And then it'll drop cars and auto racks for Guilderland Auto, which is where I think we're going to go next. We're going to go work on that. And then the 767 will continue on, and then right up in here was where we're at right now. This is South Schenectady area right here. And then it'll drop a whole bunch of cars here in South Schenectady, and that's about as far as the 767 goes. Well, the thing about it is, the 767, when it drops its cars, you'll have South Schenectady, which is what I'm on right now. There's a local that'll work the yards here in South Schenectady, but then it'll go out to Carmen Sub, which comes in down here, and we'll have West Albany Yard down here that it works that, and it works all industries in between. Where's the other one? There's another one. Oh, Rotterdam Junction. There's another local that will run out of South Schenectady going this way toward Amsterdam. But it'll drop cars. I take it back. The 767 does go up to Rotterdam and pulls into here, and we'll set out cars here at CPRJ. This is for RJ Corman to deal with, but it'll just pick up cars and set out cars here, and then continue on up to Amsterdam, where it will, and if needs be, will continue all the way up here to Johnsonville. Actually go even CP 225 in case if there's any cars that are that need to be that are bad order and need to be pulled back to Selkirk, but that's rare cases. But up here, up in this area, there's a couple of industries. St. Johnsonville. In fact, there's a sighting. I was investigating. this siding at St. Johnsonville, you cannot put any trains in there. So if you're playing on the server, you cannot park a train on the St. Johnsonville siding because there's an actual industry spur that comes off of that siding. So, but that's about as far as it goes. Usually, more often than not, all cars are going to be dropped here, and then it'll be a local that'll go up and work Amsterdam, which includes that St. Johnsonville siding. So that's part of it. So, and then of course, going back down here at West Albany, there's a local that works at West Albany, and that's honestly that's where all those cars came from. And then Guilderland. So we're gonna pop down to Guilderland, and I think I've got. Oops, hitting the wrong buttons on the rail driver here. So let's see. I'm gonna pull back a little bit so I don't kind of blocking a switch. All right. Lights off. Let's go ahead and handbrake it. Handbrake it. And we're going to get those things are shut down. All right. So let's go down to Guilderland and see what shenanigans are going on down there. Or what needs to be done down there. So basically, I've worked the Albany yard. And like I said, that's where this string of cars came out of. I did work RLX right here with the, but this one's a whole different train. These three locomotives actually is the Q90, I believe is what it is. So they're Q91 now. 90 brings them in, 91 leaves. So it will come in and it will set out a string of boxcars here on this spur, and then it'll push a whole bunch of reefers onto here, which this engine here will work the reefers. And then once this is all done, and once this is all done, then we use these locomotives and pull them out and send them back, and they go to Chicago. It's a real quick, easy, simple one. Art Yard Masters will actually deal with that train, other than maybe somebody might want to come over here and work RLX. And it's a quick, simple, easy job to do, but once RLX is done, they would inform the yard master, and the yard master would set that train to leave. And that would be one of the few ones on this map that are going to be AI'd. All right, welcome to Guilderland, right here. Okay, so we got some cars in here. These are sitting here for storage. I don't know why they were put there for storage. That's part of what you get when you first launch the very populated Selkirk. You get these cars here. Oh, back at RLX, there's a whole bunch of cars that are not in storage. They need service, I think, so they got to go. They should actually be going to Selkirk to the repair track. But anyway, but for storage, I'm thinking I want to get rid of these because this could be another place that they could store cars, not only when the B767 comes in, not only could it store cars here on this track, but if it has more, we can get these out of the way and it could actually store cars here. And we can work with it that way, do a lot of little running around. So we're going to use the local, not the local, I'm sorry, the industry switcher down here and right there. And we've got a bunch of cars here. This is for the B767 POT. POT, that was a question that came up in the on the Depot forums about this map with this particular. Hey Bob, what's up? What's up, Captain Ron? How you doing? Um, so the POT is actually what was it? Portsmouth, Ohio is where that's supposed to go. So, but we look at the um, when we look at the home controller in Selkirk, there is no POT on the home controller, but there is a COL, which would be Columbus, Ohio. So it's just a matter of retagging these. We're just going to put down on there via COL, and that'll be enough to get them to route. But it doesn't really matter because these cars would end up going down to the top yard, I think is what it's called. I need to get that up. That's what I need up. I'm looking over on my other screen going, I'm missing something and I don't know what it is I'm missing. I know what it is I'm missing now. I'm missing the depot stuff. All right. I get my mouse going. All right. There we go. Got my map up. Always good to have the map up. So, but yeah, it's actually um, the top end yard. Top end yard is where these go, and that's where, and then right off the top end yard too, there's an auto terminal over there. Actually, it's off the north departure yard, but all auto racks go there, and then they get worked at either the Selkirk Auto Terminal or here at Gilderland. So we just need to gather all these up. I don't think I have. These are all ready to go out. So that's what this little guy is going to do. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to gather up all these little cars here, clean them up, get them loaded on that track, and then we're going to pull out all these auto racks. Actually, I'm thinking, no, we'll do the auto racks first simply because when the B767 comes through, this will be the last set of pickups, and it will need to pick up and make sure the auto racks are on the end. So that way, when it gets into the receiving yard, they can actually pull the auto racks off the end and take them to move them over to the top end yard. And then they can get built onto a train there to go out. Get out! Go away! All right, the NE1, there we go. No, EOT. Other than that, how's everybody doing today, this fine Saturday morning? Still kind of like waking up. I woke up like 6 o'clock, had my alarm set. I was going to get started earlier. And then I just laid back down, went back to sleep. Hey, I'm on vacation. Who cares? So they're using San Joaquin Valley Railroad. I don't think I like that. So if you guys didn't know, I saw that little thing. There is a small little update this past week, earlier in the week, and they gave us some new switchers. I'm thinking, this is NE-1, I'm thinking about using the new switchers. Let's do that. Alright, let's go. Right locals, MP15s. CSX02? Why not? There we go. How's that? I think that looks better. I mean, I personally, the San Joaquin locomotive uh, that they gave us in the base game, I think is where we get that. That one that one doesn't sit right with me. In fact, if you guys know, I have a which actually just showed me that I need to put it on here. But I have a enhancement that makes it look like what the actual San Joaquin Valley Railroads look like. Somebody came up with it. So, which wouldn't fit on this map anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and use these MP15s, get a pair of them going. I love the way those things start. All right. Let's see. First of all, I want to do this. Put the tag back on it again. All right. What's up, Mike? Good morning. Good morning. He doesn't know. Well, I think he's aware of it now, but yeah, Mike's been dragged kicking and screaming into being a yard master. Welcome to the stream, Mike. How you doing? We're on Mohawk, and yes, all issues with Mohawk and NorCal were resolved yesterday, late last night, and they're now both live. So, all right, let's go run up, and we're gonna go start moving some of those cars. Other than that, we're just, so we're working Gilderland right now. I was going to go work Amsterdam, but I went up there and there's nothing. I don't have any. All right, that one's set right. All right. And that one's set right. Okay, so we're all good. So let's talk about the NorCal map for a little bit. NorCal's different. We don't, well, technically there's never been a very populated file set created for NorCal. So we're creating one. NorCal uses similar symbols than what you're going to find here on Mohawk and Selkirk. We tried to do the similar symbols because we want to keep it consistent, and we want to keep it easy, so if somebody looks at a symbol, they can figure out where the car is going to go and what needs to be done with it. And we'd also, unlike this map here, which could change in the future, with NorCal, there's a lot of industries that we have set up so that cars will run back and forth. Will go from industry A to industry B, hopefully to industry C, and then maybe off map. Cars just don't go come on, just aren't just going to go on map, off map. There's going to be some of that, but there's going to be a lot of cars staying on map. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how Auto can handle that, because Auto's going to look at an industry, and there's debates on whether he's good at that or not. There's really no debate. I mean, he's okay at it. But hopefully he'll say, okay, I've got, not that there's cars on the map that need to go to industry ABC, but if he, if he comes up and says industry ABC needs 7 cars and there's 2 other cars going to the map, we maybe have 9 cars going to it, so we'll have a little bit of overflow. So we'll see how that works out. Might be some adjustments on the industries. Same thing here, some adjustments on the industries as well too. So, but that's a little bit different. And so those, because my personal feeling is that the NorCal map is perfect for an individual that wants to run solo. So if they want to come on the NorCal server, they're more than welcome to. Once again, they got to pass that checkout ride on the Mateo server, and then be verified that they did pass the checkout ride. And once they do, then they get access to these 2 servers. But then they can get on there and they can play around. But then they'll get access to the Discord, and then all the files and everything for how we're setting things up will be accessed. So if they want to grab those and download them and put them on their own map, they're more than welcome to. That way they can run solo. Alright, I'm thinking I'm going to pull this string first. It's right here. Back in, grab this one, and then we'll back out and grab this one. So, on the ground. So now we can even get SP Bob. He can come around and play on the NorCal server. That's right. He can come play with us now, Bob. Bob's like, I was afraid of that. I was afraid it was going to come to that one day. So Mike, are you just getting home? Have you been home? Get on the ground here. That's what I was afraid of. I can leave that open. How's that look? Okay, these are all bled. I might shove those back. They might be bled, but the handbrakes are still on. Take the handbrakes off, idiot. Alright, we don't need the car tags on. Know what we're doing. Or we're very good at faking it. I'll go with that one. Oh, you're driving home right now? Wow, you're just getting off work. Alright. And then let's run back. So, They do the same thing, and at the Selkirk Auto Terminal, there's no stop on the ends of these tracks. So if you do feel like, hey, I might go off the end of the track just because I'm a little sketchy on my railroad handling, save your train before you start backing onto the track, because if you go off the end and yeah, if you go off the end and make the train disappear by saving your train, you can send us the files and we can put it back on there. Or make note of what you got and how many cars you got. And we can go, like I said, we can go and if there's an admin or yard master on duty, we can go ahead and I can see those valves. Whoa. Yeah, they're both open. Just got to connect them. Trust me, it does happen. I I did it in Albany. I knew there was no stop and I wasn't paying attention, and next thing I knew my train disappeared. I went, eh. I said bad words. I said bad words like I was playing demonologist with my daughter. Alright, let's go ahead and go partial. Watching my CFMs right there. So I was asked a question last night by somebody that was looking at the Discord, and this is on both Discord servers, my Discord server and then the MoSel server. Let me go full open now. There's a link to G-Core manual, and I was asked, what is G-Core? Well, it's a great question. G-Core stands for General Code of Operating Regulations, or operating rules, depending on what company you're working for. It's pretty much the Bible that all railroads follow, and G-Core is a title given to that book of rules west of the Mississippi. There's a different book that's going east of, that's used for east of the Mississippi, but the rules are generally the same. So if you want to up your game, if you are one of those individuals that go, I want to really run my railroad prototypically, then you can grab that link for the G-Core manual, save it for yourself, and then spend some time reading through it. If you cannot sleep at night, it is an excellent source of serotonin to help you fall asleep. But it is something that if you want to up your game. And here's the point. This is the point of the two servers. If you wish to make it over to the Depot Plus, then use these two servers as your practicing point. You can use NorCal, and especially if you want to learn how to operate a train over mountains, NorCal is it. NorCal, I will tell you, I think I'm okay. Out of 10, I'm probably about an 8.5 to a 9 in train handling. And yeah, that coming down from Donner to Roseville, every single time I stopped paying attention to the train, it started to get away from me. So if you want, how to really, even more so, more than Cajon or Tehachapi or any of that, it's a challenge. Mountain railroading is a challenge. So if you want to practice grades, go there. Oh, is this one of those ones I can't get on this one? I think it is. I was going to write it back, but I guess I can't mount that one. Some of these you can get on, some you can't. And I think that the dark red ones, I think are some of that. Southern Pacific. Oh, how I miss that railroad. got nothing to say right now. Wow. Usually you can't get me to shut up. Today I just like... But that's what I get. I was playing, bit tired too. Like I said, I got up, I set my alarm for 6 because I was going to start this stream at 6 o'clock. And try to catch those people on the East Coast nice and early. But yeah, no, I stayed up last night. I was playing... Well, I was on Lord of the Rings Online with my daughter, talking with her. She was doing her thing. I was doing my thing. She's getting close to where her highest level character is about almost up to 140. Good for her. I think she hit 132, 133. So, um, we'll get our high levels start running around together. Okay, let's go back and see. Are they separated? No, he didn't sneak something in there on the... I like the little ramps. But yeah, I guess, well, there's a reason. Close that up that they did not. Alright, we're going to go connect and then release. We'll just go through and release all these. I didn't do that on the last one. Connect, release. Alright, and release. Connect. Go partial. I said partial. Oh, wrong one. Open. Hello. Now we can go partial. And right back down it comes. Another reason why I love this simulator for railroads, everything operates as it does in real life. And I'm taking people's words for it, but, you know, like, the longer your train gets, the longer and harder it is for it to air up. Alright, we're going to go pull forward on this one. I just happened to think, this is the first time I'm working Guilderland, so I just happened to think how... Let me go to the front. I want to run around up here. One, I want to check switches. I don't want to get a split track situation, which I'm good at getting. Okay, going this way. We're going to go this way. We're going to go this way. And I think ultimately, no. We need to keep going this way. Because I want to set those cars down this track here. Because over here, there's your mains. So if I'm going to set my cars here, how far... Oh, first of all, flip that. There we go. Yeah, I'm letting it run. Actually, I better stop it. I'm just curious how far this goes. This goes way back. Okay, so I got lots of room. I was more concerned about, was I going to hit the end of the track before I could back into where I need to back into. Let's get a better bird's eye view of this. I'll stop the train. Alright, so we're pulling out of here. So that's not as long as I thought it was. So I can pretty much grab all of those. And they're gonna be sitting in here. So we want to fill this up so that way I mean, if we need to, we could put some on this one here too, because then the B767 would come in, back in, and grab this, back in, grab this, and head on towards Selkirk. So we just want to make sure that if we have room, we can get all these cars into here, and then get all these cars onto this section over here is what we really want to do. But I was looking at how far this goes and go to there, or I can go this way and look how far this goes. Alright, so that will be, it gave us a lot of room over here. Alright, we're good there. We're good there. Whoa! Back in the cab. Back on the ground. Engineer says, get out, you don't belong in here. Alright. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I'm gonna get out now, sir. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and, let's see. Just need to pull up past that switch so we can go get the rest of those cars. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. But at least they gave us a lot of room. So depending on how many auto racks come in, which is already telling me after this, at some point I need to get down and work the Selkirk auto yard and get trains ready to go back to Columbus. And if you're wondering how I know, I did look it up. I was just kind of curious. I mean, I don't do things absolutely prototypical, but I was like, okay, so where's Potts? And I had to go look that up, and it is Portsmouth. And actually it was, oh wait a minute, did I go too far? I did go too far. Yep, I did. I got one more. So once again, get into the forums. I do highly recommend the forums, by the way. You'll learn a lot. And that's exactly what I did. Now this one, I think I can ride back. Yep. All right. So there was a question that was posed because I was worried. I was like Potts. I was trying to figure it out, and I went to the forums, and sure enough, somebody had asked the question, "Hey, where does these cars labeled, for the B767 Potts? Where does that go?" And as far as they looked it up, and they did the same thing I did. We actually went to CSX's site for their auto racks and showed the map of where the flow is for their auto racks. And it does go to Columbus, and then from Columbus it goes down to Portsmouth. So all in Ohio. So these actually get put onto a train that heads for Chicago. And then they get dropped, and then basically that train would eventually drop them at Portsmouth. Now in terms of the server and these maps, just send it towards Chicago, and then it'll go off map and get deleted. Now these things will, when the B767 comes through, these will be the last set of pickups. These will be on the end of that train. Like I said, then it gets pulled to the top end yard. Auto racks do not get humped. Nice touch. Alright. Back into neutral. Handbrake on. Or no, handbrake on. Auto independent brake. Oh my goodness. Come on, farmer. Still working on my first cup of coffee, which has now gone cold. Stewardess. Alright, we'll close that. Actually, climb over. There we go. Alright. Over here, connect, release. Connect, release. Connect, release. Connect, release. Alright, connect, release. Those are all released. Go partial. Watching the CFMs right there. And kind of watching my main reservoir as well too. Alright, it's coming right back down. By 80, the brake's released. By 70, there should be fully released. I can go full open now. Alright, and now we're going to run down to the end. Hey, this one lets me mount. Alright, perfect. Forward. Throw some horn in there for you guys. Handbrake should all be released. And we're slowly moving. Alright, give me another notch there, buddy. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pick up everything over here, and we're going to see what we can fit in that siding for the 767 to pick up. If you're just joining me, I'm working the NE1 in Guilderland on the Mohawk and Selkirk server, which is now live. So access to the Mohawk and Selkirk server is found on the TheLazyFarmer Discord. And then you can find that on the Discord by passing a checkout ride on the Mateo server. So if you're already part of the Mateo server, we just got to verify you. You got access to NorCal and MoSel. If you want it. That leaves Pittsburgh line. So that's my buddy Hank. Finally got MoSel up and running, so that was something that he and I were working out together. And then I've sent him a couple messages in Discord, and I think he's just having a very busy time. I hasn't read them. There's still the interchange between Pittsburgh line and here through at Finger Lakes that I need to go set up. But that's okay. I can do that later. So he could actually send me a train from the Pittsburgh line to MoSel. There's that possibility of incoming trains. Fernando! Hey, good morning, farmer. I finally checked out You're finally checking out my channel. I'm glad you're here, Fernando. How you doing? How's vacation? Vacation. Yes, that's the thing that you and I are on. Ha ha. Are you bored yet? I'm a slightly. It's great. Yeah, no, I'm enjoying my time. So I did have to go work that football game. That was, and it's going to happen. That was the first year. So that football game is going to happen every year. Fernando and I work together. So, but that football game was the first football game of the Hall of Fame game, and it was a rousing success. The stadium was full. There was like literally no shenanigans. Um, Even some of our graduated students that just recently graduated showed up, and you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, they behaved themselves. So it was all good. I mean, it was a good time. They're going to do it next. They've already said they're going to do it next year, and I think other than us, there's only one other school that has a stadium like ours that can pull that off. But um, the nice thing is the district has already said, yeah, we work for a school district. The district has already said that if it is held at our location, they will donate, which means that they paid for me and for the other two people to be there. So yeah, no, it was a good time, very easy. Our former principal, he's part of the Lions Club. He kind of reached out and said that they greatly appreciated um, our efforts, so that's really good. And they'll be back next year. So all good. Well, I'm hoping you do have a great rest of your summer. I will see you. I want to say August 1st, I think, is Roundup. And then school, I don't even want to think about it. August 6th is the start of the new school year. I'm not over this one yet. But I have lots to do. I went and visited my daughter already, and in fact, I'm planning on doing it again in July, taking another trip. All right, that was a little hard. I mean, it was under 5 miles an hour, but it's part of the how, okay, CSX, okay, how realistic this game is, because now that this my cut of cars here is getting longer, it's getting slower. Close that valve. Release, connect. Or I can connect and then release. It doesn't really matter. Release. Alright, and then we're going to go here, and we're going to go ahead and go back to partial again on this one. Watching my CFMs here, watching my main reservoir here. If it really starts to drop, I'll have to notch up. And with these MP15 locomotives, those are the ones that you would have to notch because I think it's a mechanical air compressor, which means it's connected to the engine. Alright, brakes should be released. 70, they're definitely releasing. Alright. And now we go back to the end and we'll grab the other next set. We got two more sets of cars and then we'll go put them in place and we'll get the ones out of the industries. Whoops. Oh, you're not. Ah. Find the next car. Really? Oh, no, that's one I could. So that one I couldn't. Couldn't connect to that one. All right, let's go forward. See, now I'm in the notch 3. Alright, fast enough. Frisco. Nice. So I do have, obviously, to play on the server, you know, like I said, base game. So, and then you have to have the DLC, at least the Selkirk. That's the subdivision I'm on right now, is the Selkirk subdivision. So we need base game and Selkirk. Selkirk will at least get you all the way up to Amsterdam, but it won't get you beyond Amsterdam. We need, and the local out of Amsterdam goes all the way into the Mohawk subdivision. Alright, let's go ahead and get on the ground here. We're at the switch. See, now I gotta put brakes on earlier so I can stop, but it's not that far away. Alright, let's go down here. Hmm. Come on, buddy, slow it down. There we go. 3, 2, that'll be good. Alright. Gonna brake on. And do all this over again. Now, do I have to do it this way? No. You guys know, if you're not familiar with Run8, it's not completely manual. There is what's called the F7 cheat, which will automatically connect the hoses, flip all your angle cocks into the proper position, and then fully air up the train. But where's the fun in that? Other than if you're trying to be fast. Now, sometimes, yes, I will do that. But for the most part, I do this. So that's the thing about Run8. I like tell people it is the virtual model railroad. You can be as prototypical as you want, or as casual as you want. I'm somewhere in the middle. Sometimes I will run prototypically, other times I'm just very, very casual. I'm going to go ahead, let me put myself into neutral here with the reverser. I'm going to go in and I'm going to notch up to 3, get the compressors running because we're getting a little bit longer. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Give it black background here. So I'm watching this and I'm watching this. This should go up and then come right back down again. Main reservoir needs to, you can see it going back and forth as long as it doesn't drop off. If it drops off still low, the emergency reservoir and the brake pipe will start to drop as well too. And we're at 70, so we can go full open. All right, we're good to go. All right, let's get off the notches. One more cut of cars. We'll go put these in place. Right. Probably shouldn't have walked underneath that if I was going to be like super prototypical. Are you not going to let me get on this one? No. How about this one? Nope. Okay, fine. I'll just run up here. Could be a bit of like I was not really hitting the box correctly. All right, let's go forward. Boom. Yanked on that. Well, won't say that I yanked on it too hard. I was only a notch one, but it was a little bit of a yank, man. Maybe some Teslas fell out of the back. I don't know. Oh, wait, they're empty. We're good. Okay. Doesn't matter. We're empty. Still got a lot of airflow in the system. But we're good on the brake pipe, emergency reservoir, main reservoir, we're good. Alright, so once we get these set out, then we're going to come over and we're going to start gathering up all the cars that are in the industries over here. They're kind of spread out all over the place. There's not that many, but they're just spread out. And then I think I might even have some that need to come in here. I might have to pull these out and then put some over here or vice versa. I'm not sure which. We'll look at that here in a minute. So for all intents and purposes, South Schenectady's done with cars waiting to be picked up. I'm almost done here at Gilderland, and then there's I think Amsterdam. I need to go up there, and there's cars to be picked up and brought back, and then that explains something. Because actually, when I started playing on the map earlier this week, the B760 760 it was sitting in South Schenectady. I'm like, why is this here? It didn't make sense to me. But I read the operations guide. That was a big help. It really was. The 760 actually sits in South Schenectady, waits for basically the supply train, the B767, to come in. And when it drops its cars, they go to sorting out the cars there, and they're blocked on that train. So they get the 760 cars, and then they head for Amsterdam and beyond. All right, let's see. This one I don't think will let me on. Nope, of course not. So we're going to go ahead and come back here. All right. So just Amsterdam will need to be worked. So once Amsterdam's done, okay, so Gilderland will be done. South Schenectady's done. There were some cars there that need to be set out. So their set outs are gonna stay there. Go to notch 2. Notch 1 wasn't pushing. I go to notch 2. We're starting to move. Let's go to notch 3. So yeah, so there were some cars in South Schenectady, so I set those out. And there was also a string that had to go to West Albany, so I did that work. So West Albany is basically done. South Schenectady done. Gilderland's almost done, and then once I get Amsterdam finished, then I have a train. I've got a B767 sitting down in Selkirk, and then I'll go do that run, dropping off everything, picking up the ones on the way back, and set these cars out at the top end yard. That'll be my thing. That'll be probably the next week. And then I'll bounce back and forth between this server and then NorCal server as well. Nice touch. Getting better at that. All right, let's go ahead and do independent brake is on. The reverser's in neutral. I close that one. Can I get on this one? Because this one is the one I want to be able to ride. You're not going to let me do it, are you? No, you're not. Rats. Whoops. Wrong one. Oh, well, whatever. Okay, fine. We'll figure it out. All right. That's closed. Perfect. Down here. Connect released. Connect release. All right, let's go partial. Notch 3, get that compressor working. And coming right back down again. We're good. All right. Go full open. Awesome. Notches. Go forward off the independent. Let's just go notch 1. Pull on it. Don't want to yank on them. All right, now we can pull on them. Stretch them out. See, now here's me being prototypical. You don't want to walk between, well, semi-prototypical, because I don't think a conductor actually moves this fast on the ground. There we go. Found an attach point. All right, so we're going to pull all these out, and then we're going to set them back on that siding, ready, so they're ready to be picked up. I think those need to come over here. That goes, and then everything in here goes. I think those are the only ones that need to be moved, so which means I need to pull those out first. So I'll pull everything else out, and then I'll move those over. All right. Miles an hour, track speed's 15. So we're fine. And there's the switch stand. So let's go ahead, get on the ground right here. Come off the notches. Make sure I'm in the right spot. Once we bring these to a stop, we're getting to the end here. I think I am, or I gotta pull forward more. I see a track right there. I may have to pull forward more. I'm not sure yet. Alright, let's go ahead and bring this to a stop. Free fly mode. Oh, no, I'm good. Because those are the mains over there. Just looking down on it. And jump down to the ground. Alright, let's go ahead and put this back to normal. And I'm actually going to go ahead and put this in reverse. Come off the independent. Give me about 2 notches. Actually, let's get 1 notch. Got to calibrate my rail driver again. At 2 notches, it's not wanting to move. We'll go to 2. Alright, here it comes. Go to 3. Alright, there we go. So I'm going to run down here. Faster than what the train can move. Check this switch. This one is reversed. So this one needs to be normal. There we go. Then we're going to go all the way down here, and we're going to wait for it to come down because we got all kinds of room. All kinds of room. But we're going to push these all the way down to here. We'll stop somewhere right in this area here. There she is right there. Snaking all the way through that valley. Don't know what I want to do about these cars over here. But I definitely want that track clear. I don't know why they have those there, but yep, I definitely want that track clear. You can see it right there. Oh, we're a little bit faster than... How'd I get to notch 4? Alright. Oh, we're going downhill. That's why we're increasing speed. So I'm going to put a little independent on there. I can actually go a little bit of train brake. Getting closer. Alright, we're going to go ahead and come off the notches. We don't need no stinking notches. 10 pounds on the train brake. Full independent brake. And that is what they say we'll do. Alright. Hit the button to, excuse me, tie them all down. So everything's applied. Look at all the different cars here. All the handbrakes are applied. So that's the button that I hit. So hit the EOT or EOT view, which basically hit that twice and go from one end to the other. I'm gonna close off that. And we need to come back a little bit. So we're gonna hit the brakes off, or handbrakes off of the locos. And we're just gonna go ahead and come back a little bit. Why are you not coming back? How about if I put it in reverse? There we go. Alright. And we took the pressure off the coupler so it turned white. Alright, let's let these sit here. Go back in free fly. I want to take a look. All kinds of room. So we can actually even put some cars here. If of all the ones that we're going to be picking up in here, if they don't fit here, we'll split them and we'll put the rest here. So, all right. But they're set out ready for pickup. Not bad. Let's go take a look. I'm going to turn car tags back on again. Destination. Alright, so ready to go. Ready to go. Ready to go. All these are ready to go. This one is going over to, okay, so that's going to go over to the interchange with the MHWA, and I can't remember what railroad that is, but that's the Utica M interchange. So that'll go down to Selkirk and get put out onto a different train. All right, and those basically everything there is ready to go. Nothing on this side except for those things which are bugging the you-know-what out of me. We come here. Those are ready to go. And then this is a good example of the tagging system that we have. So Selkirk going west to Guilderland. GUI is Guilderland. So Selkirk west to Guilderland. And then GCT is this company over here. If I turn industry tags on, you'll see GCT in the dots right there. So I do need to pull these out. So that'll be the thing. I would pull all these out, grab all these other cars, pull up, put in what I can't. What is that? Can't see it from this side, but you can see it from that side. What is it? What is it? Aliens are watching us. So anyway, that's what I need to do. So I'll come over here, then I'll grab this one, work my way all the way through. Oh, I got to work from the other side, actually. All right, that's no big deal. I got a... Whoop, let me get on the ground. I'm moving really fast here. But basically, I can come through the center here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick those cars up. So, okay, I got to come up with a plan here. I think I need to come down here, grab these cars, put them in the center, put them in the center track over here, then run around all of this. Or actually, I can even stick them on this track. So I got a little. I don't think there's an industry here. Nope. So I got these two tracks that I can use. So I can pick those up, put them over here, run around, grab them, grab those. All right. Got it. Let's go find my locomotives. Got a plan. Alright, well, if you like the content that I am providing, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit me a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell. That way you know when I go live or when I happen to be posting, some recorded videos, which I'm going to be doing those sporadically while I'm on vacation for the next month or so. So, other than that, I would appreciate it if you did that. Share it out. Share videos out. If you know anybody that's like rail fanning or like just, hey man, I really want to build a model railroad. Well, here, scratch your itch with this game here. Watch these videos. The game is called, or the simulator is called Run8. You can get it at Run8 Studios. The link should be in my description. This is one, I always tell the story and I haven't told it in a while, so if you're new to the channel, I found this because that's exactly what I was trying to do. I was wanting to scratch the itch for a model railroad, and I having trouble finding ones that did not have scenarios involved. So I don't want to mention their names, but basically it was all it was like a lot of them were just road trains. drive your train point A to point B, do whatever they wanted you to do. I'm going a little too fast here. Once again, I can't talk and drive a train at the same time. So, but anyway, and then once you got to point B, your scenario is over. During the holidays, I bought Trains 2022 because it was heavily on sale. And yeah, that's a model railroad simulator. So, and I even invested in a couple of. Am I going the right way? Oops. I believe I am. I need to go back down that route. So anyway, so I invested in a couple of routes, but there were no locomotives, no cars, and so that's really down to exactly what it was. It was like a model railroad simulator, and you would put cars on it like as if you went to the hobby store and bought railroad cars. And I'm okay with that, but it still wasn't exactly what I was looking for. And it just happened to be as I was investigating train simulators and trying to decide which one I wanted to pull the trigger on, it took one individual, and I wish I remembered the name. Oh, am I gone too far? I think I have. Once again, I'm monologuing and I can't drive a train. Yes, I did. Okay, I just need to come back in here. Okay. Yeah, that's what I get for monologuing. Anyway, so it just took one individual who made. I'm not even going to mention the video that I was watching. And all the comment was, looks like a good simulator, but it's no Run8. And all my searches, what's Run8? Never heard of Run8. There it is, right over there. I was like, where's my train? It's right over there. Never heard of Run8. So I did a Google search and I came up and I finally found, after a lot of deep searching, Run8 Studios. I figure there's a lot of people out there that might have had that similar experience. And so I started watching videos on Run8, and one YouTuber who no longer streams for some reason, I don't know why, but because he's really good, who turned out to be, he was a conductor for Norfolk Southern. And just by watching a lot of his videos, taught me about Run8, taught me about railroad operations, and on top of all that, his videos were very entertaining. Um, but what I saw in all that in Run8, no scenarios. You pick and choose what you want to do. If you want to run a road train, you run a road train. That's your scenario. You just created it. But the road train has a purpose. It's not just going from point A to point B. It's dragging cars that need to go someplace. So, to an industry. So an example is exactly what I'm doing here. The B767 is a road train that drops cars off at different yards and then picks up on the way back to the main yard, to the Selkirk yard. Wow. Wait a second. That's kind of what I want to do on my virtual model railroad. I want to be able to walk down into my virtual basement, look at my virtual model railroad and go, what do I want to do? Well, today I want to run a road train because I got a whole bunch of cars that need to go to different yards. So they eventually end up at an industry. So that's what I want to do. And that's really what I wanted to do when I was looking for a train simulator. Run8 fits that bill to a T. I mean, it's literally I'm in Gilderland right now. This is the Gilderland Yard, if you want to call it that. It's more of an industrial area. So, need to get on the ground and go flip some switches here. Oops, not close enough. Now, if you are looking for, because I've had that comment made to me as well too. Wow, there's just too much to do. Yeah, I need to come back here and grab these cars so I can get those cars over into here. All right, we'll grab those first, and then I'll pull out and I'll grab this tanker right here. Tanker. And nothing goes here. So I'm just going to pull those out and I'll set them here real quick and I'll put those other ones over. Because I've had some people tell me that, oh, there's too many controls in Run8. You know, such and such simulator is much better because it's easier to control. My answer to that is, if you're playing on keyboard, you're honestly, yeah, there's a lot of controls, but you're down to maybe 4 or 5 that you're going to use all the time. You know, and that's, you know, controlling your reverser, notching up, notching down, applying your independent brake and applying your train brake as needed. And except for maybe one railroad game out there, every simulator uses a rail driver, and that's what I'm on right now. I actually invested in the rail driver. So the rail driver, honestly, it raises the game. I waited a year and a half, guys. I'm telling you right now, I'm waiting a year and a half to buy the rail driver. I just couldn't see dropping 2 bills, you know, $200, and why? I could do it on keyboard. And I don't know why I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Why did I wait? So everything is right there. You got, yeah, I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28 different commands, all on the buttons at the bottom of the rail driver. But everything that I primarily use is up here in the levers. Just, you know, my reverser, my throttle, my auto brake, my independent brake, the controls for the lights, my bell, you know, my horn, you know, all that's right up here. You know, releasing the hand brakes, you know, the range, all that's right here. So that eliminates, and you know, and the person that said that, the train simulator that they pointed to, has a rail driver option for it. So, you know, get the rail driver. That's, I'm not, it's not a paid endorsement, but I'm just going to tell you, a rail driver raised the game. It really did. Wow, it feels warm all of a sudden. Fernando, if you're still with me, what's the temperature? Ooh, it's 85 outside already? Ooh, boy. All right. That's why it's feeling warm. All right, independent brake on into, you can see the independent brakes right here. Brake cylinder went to 28. So the train's actually holding it. We're going to go to ground. You can climb up and over. That is acceptable. Close that one. Yep, same routine as before. partial. Look right straight up, right straight back down again. All right. So I'm going to run down here. That switch can pretty much stay where it's at. I usually want to like to put my switches back. Well, I would be if I left it alone. That is exactly how I found it, but there's no reason to really flip that switch. All right, let's go ahead, go forward, come off the independent. Give me a notch. Yeah, the nice thing, like that, you can't really see because of the lettering there. Ditch lights are actually working. Actually, I don't need those on. With Run8, there's no software to download. Once you plug your rail driver into a USB port, Run8 automatically recognizes it. So some of the others you have to download a driver for the program to recognize it. But it came down to that's what it came down to. Whatever I wanted to do on my virtual model railroad, and I used to have a model railroad when I was a kid. So some days I'd get up and I'd work on scenery. Well, air quotes, scenery is configuring industries, configuring spawn points for supply trains, configuring supply trains, which would be, you know, what industries that supply train is going to serve. What's the what will a tag be? Making sure that the train routing file can route a train. So I found that the B76 will route toward Amsterdam, but it doesn't route into, does not route into the, let me slow this down a little bit. Come off the notch is all I really want to do. So these are loaded. Red tags mean they're loaded cars. Green tags are unloaded. Like this one back here is a green tag. Back. I'm going to connect to this one, but I'm going to leave all these cars sitting right here for right now. So I can go back and move those other ones around. And I'll come back and pick up everything here. Don't need to slam on the brakes. Just about, well, I went to 17, but actually just about 10 pounds right there. 10 pounds on the brakes is just enough to stop the train, especially if you're not moving that fast. All right. Okay, switch is flipped. Did I? Yes, I did. All right. Reverse. So, as we're backing up here, continue my dissertation on virtual model railroading. So that's scenery. That's what scenery is in Run8, and it's very configurable. I can come up with a tag of, well, I did it actually. Initially, MoSel was completely reworked to modern day tagging, simply because I didn't understand the B's and the Q's and the I. So it's like, okay, I went to and I looked up the CSS tags, and this is modern day. Run8 simulates between the eras of 1995, 2005. So this is the tagging system that's here now is what was employed at that time. So the operations guide, which is available on the MoSel Discord server, explains the tagging and how things and what the operations look like. All right, slow this down a little bit. Okay, so now if I go down the next day and I want to, all right, there we go. All right, connect and release. And then we'll go to this one. Oh, I need to go to the back side of this one. Close that. And you're going to hear something. I'm going to close this off here. Now listen to this. I come back. If I go full open on this one, okay, that's just the rush air going in, from, going into this particular car over here. So dumping out of these cars. If I had done that without closing this valve, I would have blown the PCS and had to do a PCS reset. But I didn't. I learned my lesson. It took me a while, but I learned my lesson. All right, let's go ahead. Oh, I was going to notch, but I want to put handbrakes on this one, that one. Those three should be enough. All right, now we're going to come here, click on the coupler, and let's come back a little bit. Turn this from yellow to white. Go forward. Okay. So, anyway, so the next day of, like I said, coming down my virtual model railroad, what I want to do, exactly what I want to do today. I decided I want to work the Guilderland Industrial Park. So that's what I'm working, is the Guilderland Industrial Park. I need to come down. Yeah, I need to come down this lead here to grab those cars so I can put them back over here. Okay. So how I'm treating this right now, just since I'm the only one that's on the server, exactly what I'm doing. I'm working Guilderland. I worked Schenectady Yard. I'm gonna go work at Amsterdam. Go get that all ready. Then I'll grab the road train, and then I'll go bring all the cars back to Selkirk, and then there's another road train that does it all again. So that's what I'm working on. That's what I decide to do. Or when I get done with this, am I going to grab that road train? Or am I going to grab a different one and go to a different part of the map? All right, let's go ahead and stop this. A little hard on the brakes there. So, and that's the beauty of Run8. I think it's because it's so open world, open sandbox. Do whatever you want, whenever you want, and you're not being told by some developer somewhere that, hey, this is how you have to do it. Okay, am I going the right way on this one? I think I need to go straight here. So I need to get optic on the ground and set this switch to normal. Alright, come back and ride the train. So ultimately my goal is, if there's anybody out there that's looking for the best train simulator, and you like my videos, share my videos with them, talk to them. Hey, Run8, you gotta check out Run8. My ultimate goal for my community is to build the Run8 community, get more people aware of it. And if they're not aware of it, or if they are aware of it, why are they not playing it? Why, I don't know. So there's a lot of, they might be prettier, but in Run8, it's not about how pretty it is. It's about the fact that it's the most realistic train simulator out there. Alright. Okay, I'm already lined up. Good. That one's reversed. There's no industries. Oops, that's car tags. There we go. No industries over here, so these cars here need to go over here. There's like a holding track for this cement plant or whatever it might be. Go to neutral. And then if you watch right up in here, F7 air brake cheek, air angle cocks, and air hose is all taken care of. So I don't have to, what I've been doing manually, I just hit the button. So I want to take care of something right now that I'm thinking about it. Controls, rail driver, I need to calibrate. So this is a representation of what the rail driver looks like. I got all these buttons down here that have commands mapped to them. Everything is mappable, so worth it. And then what I want to do is, okay, so I want to go here, set, 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 okay. The fact that this is moving, go forward, set, reverse, okay. So, but the fact that this was moving as I was doing that, I don't like that. But anyway, as soon as you do these set this, it's already set. You can see it. And it doesn't affect your train when you're in the calibration mode. So, that's good. Alright. Let's go back. Alright, we'll go forward. I hit the button for to release the handbrakes too. So but nah, it's yeah, this is honestly this is what I was looking for. This is for a virtual model railroad to simulate what I had as a kid. What I would love to have as an adult. This is scratching that itch. And now it's also, I'm a little bit on the lazier side too. That's the name TheLazyFarmer. I'm not sure I'd want to spend all that time building. It might be fun to build, you know, the bench work and then, you know, laying the track and all that stuff. That's all part of the hobby of model railroading. I'm not sure I want to do that now. This is enough. And I've got 5 maps I can play on. Yeah, I jumped in with both feet. I bought every single DLC out there, every single car pack out there. So, if I want to work in New York area, New York, New Jersey, hey, in the Northeast, I'll just say Northeast. I mean, I'm not familiar with this territory. I'm not really at all. I can work up here like I am today. If I want to work down in the Florida area, okay, great. I can work down there. Work NorCal, which is the other server that we launched today. I can go work NorCal. If I want to work Southern California, I can work Southern California. Pittsburgh, I can work that. So we have 5 areas that you can work. That's a lot of railroading. A lot of different styles of railroading. That's like having 5 different virtual model railroads down in your virtual basement. How great is that? So once again, we're going to wrap up. We're coming down to the last 5 minutes. Just to kind of reiterate, the MoSel, Mohawk and Selkirk, MoSel server has been launched this morning. So it is now available to access. I'll talk about access here in a minute. To get onto the server, well, and also, well, wait, I'm backing up a second here. So MoSel's launched and the Northern California server has launched. So if you're not familiar with Northern California server, that is part of the original line of the Transcontinental Railroad that was started by the Central Pacific Railroad. Started in Sacramento and then of course went over the Sierra Mountains. The map that we're using actually models from Roseville, California over the Sierra Mountains down into the Sparks yard, actually out past Sparks. And so if you want to do some good yard, so there's some yard work that needs to be done, there's some locals that need to be run, 4 out of Roseville, 6 out of, excuse me, 6 out of Sparks, not to mention the intermodal yard in Sparks. Other than that, it's a great map for the mountain railroading. You want to learn how to control a train coming down a steep mountain grade. That's from Donner to Roseville. If you do not pay attention the entire trip, you will, I mean, the train will get out of hand, and I can tell you that. I'm pretty decent at it, at train handling on a mountain, and there's some spots where, you know, full dynamics and train brakes had to be applied just to control the train. So, and to maintain your speed limit. There's some decent locals too. I mean, there's some really decent locals that work. There's over in Sparks. If you're familiar with the Southern California map, the locals in Sparks are very similar to, I would say, San Bernardino. That's what it reminds me of. So that's NorCal server. How to access the servers? You're going to join my Discord. That's number 1. Number 2, most importantly, a checkout ride must be done. That is on the Mateo server. So the reason we're having everybody go to the Mateo server is because some of the yard masters on the Mateo server are yard masters over here, and on both these servers. So it's easy for them to, if you've passed the checkout ride on Mateo, just let us know, hey, I'm active on the Mateo server, or, you know, I'm active on High Green, because if you pass on Mateo, you're going to get the High Green server. So that basically is 4 of the 5 locations that Run8 offers. And I'm reaching out to the person that has Pittsburgh to see if they want to be a part of this. So we're going to try to get Pittsburgh online as well. But that's a work in progress right now. We'll see what happens. I don't want to say anything without their permission. And then we'll get, so like I said, so anyway, get on my Discord. Let us know that you've passed it. If you want, if you want both NorCal and MoSel, or if you just want NorCal, or if you just want MoSel, just want a beach. Push this back. And of course there's no stop at the end down there, so I don't want to go off the end. One of these days I'm going to do that just so you guys can see what happens and what you should do beforehand. Today is not that day. Paying attention to my train handling right now. This ought to be good enough. Alright, let's get on the ground. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and close that. Notice it says open coupler is yellow. It's because I need to come back a little bit. It turns white. I can go ahead and release the tension, which I haven't seen that. I honestly have not. That one little thing right there I have not seen simulated by any other train simulator. Alright, we're going to stop here. Alright, so I'm going to let things sit right there, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about the servers again. Once again, so the process would be, if you're a part of the Mateo server, you're good. If you want access to the servers, you need to join the Mateo server, get a checkout ride done. Once your checkout ride is passed and you're a member in good standing on Mateo server, come to my Discord. Let us know here. There's a channel where you can put your requests in. Are you rolling? Is that thing actually rolling? It is rolling. I'm watching the wheel. Look at. I got handbrakes on. The wheel's moving. Wow. With handbrakes on, it's moving. rocking back and forth. It's an earthquake. Anyway, so once we verify you, we'll go ahead and we will issue you a password. That is your password. Do not share that password with anybody. You share that password with anybody, that is instant ban. Basically, the rules are pretty tight. If you do anything that, that is malicious, I'm just going to say it this way, anything that's malicious other than just proper casual, mistakes happen, but proper casual train operation is fine. But anything else that will cause issues, that's going to be we're not playing it. You also have to be an adult too. We've had kids try to apply, and they just don't have the maturity, I guess. So they get kids become kids. I have two of my own, and both of them, one's still in high school, one's already graduated college, and they still act like kids. So, but yeah, so you have to be over 18, and we'll go with that right now. So, but we'll issue you a password, and there is the password will be specific to each map. So just like High Green has its own password, Mateo will have their own password, NorCal will have their own password, and MoSel will have its own password as well. So, but you guys can save that into your network, the network panel. So, not a big deal. Everything will be spelled out. That's still a work in progress on the Discord servers, but access will be given once you just pass the checkout ride on the Mateo server, and usually that's done on if you can handle a train over Cajon, then you're fine. But they have it's an okay checkout ride. I did it. I'm part of the Mateo server. It's no big deal. So yeah, that's it. That's how you get on to these two new servers. They have been launched today. So come join us. There's lots of work that needs to be done. So, and like I said, on MoSel, there is no operations guide for NorCal, but for MoSel, when you get on the MoSel Discord, there is an operations guide over there. So it will help you with how things operate over here on the Mohawk Selkirk servers. Anyway, that's it for me today. That's my 2 hours. That thing's really bugging me right there. Right there. I don't know what was here, but something got left behind. Anyway, and they did fix it. They did an update a while back that actually fixed some issues, but I don't know if they were aware of that issue. So anyway, I'm saying that this is it for me today. My name is Credit. I am the Lazy Farmer. You guys have a good Saturday afternoon, and I will Saturday evening, depending on where you're watching this videos from. I keep forgetting. I got a nice little contingent of fans that are from India, of all places. I was actually really surprised by that. So, but if you're watching me from India, welcome, and have a good time. I will catch you guys later.